prior authority to fly over a university.
I mean, if it was a policy issue, would it be a police issue?
Police issue, possibly, yeah.
And they've said no, and then you do it anyway, it can be classed as trespassing.
Technically, would the drone be on their land? With their policy?
But
If you fly it over without their permission, it's considered trespass. They've obviously called us because it is causing an issue.
I can always ask them about their policy on height. So I'm going to go with what they're saying to me, because it's their building, their space. They're saying no, because it's their space.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying yes, it's in the air, but I'm going to go with them because it's their space, it's their building.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any objections to a drone flying over? Or not? Oh, where are they? Security. I've been sent over. I'm doing a flight in a minute. Out there. They said I should come and have a word.
Use that window and talk with
over there?
Our manager, yeah.
Yeah? Manager? I've been sent over about a drone. I've been sent over about a drone. Aircraft with a camera on it. Oh, hello, mate. I've just been sent over about a drone.
By who? Who sent you over?
Reception. Well, no, actually, one of your colleagues, Soldier, he called himself.
Okay.
The yellow top guy.
Speak about drone or what?
No, just to let. I'm going to go out the front and I'm going to fly over. Fly around the building and do like a.
Who is it authorised by?
No one.
It needs to be authorised. If you're going to be doing it over the campus, it needs to be
Well,
authorised.
just this building, really, to be fair, not really anything
It
else.
still needs to be authorised.
Why?
Because this is private property.
Yeah.
It's not anyone could just fly a drone over it.
What about? How about then if I go out, like right out onto the pathway?
You're still flying the drone over,
Yeah.
over us. That's
Right.
Because of where you're positioned is where the aircraft is going to be. And obviously you know the amount of restriction there is with the where you can fly drones and all of this. So that's the problem.
Right. I've checked that. Seems to be fine.
It's still with here.
Let me double check it.
You need to. Well, with here you need to get authorised by the facility.
Are they here?
They're about. I can give you the email address. Whether how quick they'll respond to you. Obviously, that'll be a different matter now.
Right.
Of how quick they will respond to you.
I mean, I'm looking at doing it now.
Well,
That will be reported.
yeah, that's the thing.
What's that? Sorry, I didn't catch.
Basically, it will be reported.
To who?
So,
Because the drone will fly around. It is reported.
We show. Yeah, that's the guy I spoke to there, the soldier.
Yeah, it just sent you here.
Yeah.
yeah, so it needs to be authorised, and if they say to you, yes, we could do
For
it.
which company you
Just for me?
are? Just for you?
Yeah, me.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I know what a drone is.
No, I was showing you how big it was. It's literally.
I do
it's not.
understand, but it needs to be authorised before you could do it. And if they say to you, yes, by all means do it.
What if they say no?
And you still do, we'll be reporting it anyway. And then, so that's the thing. If they say yes and they tell us, we will leave you alone to do whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah.
If they say no, then that's something that you will have to speak to them about and see what you need to do basically. In order for them
I mean, can you show me any documentation to say I can't do it here? Or
That's right, you have to
So
speak
if you speak with the facility management here, they will go to.
oh, where are they? Should I go and see them?
Well, you need to send them an email in regards to it. They're all in the office. So.
I suppose what I'm getting at is if I go and do it now and you say you're going to report it, if I do that, because I believe it to be okay to do it. If you can show me otherwise, then I'll obviously not do it.
Yeah, but this being private property,
Yeah.
and this is a suspicious activity, it will be reported.
It's not suspicious.
For us,
it
will be.
It will be
Why?
suspicious.
Because we just see a drone flying, we don't know from where it's coming.
Coming from
what
me.
it's doing.
I'm telling
Who
you.
is you? How you know you're
Tourist.
coming? We don't know that. Prove that you are.
I've got blue shorts on, I'm a tourist.
If you have license or.
You understand, right?
At the end of the
Look,
day,
I've got my shades, I'm a tourist, look. Look.
yeah, well, that could be anyone there.
Yeah, but I'm not whatever you're thinking.
But the thing is, I don't know if it needs to be authorised.
If I go and do it quickly, you're going to report it.
Yes.
I can't stop you doing that. I mean, I believe it to be lawful, providing I'm out there.
Well, whatever you believe it to be,
Yeah,
that's down to you.
because private property is everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why there's a lot of restrictions.
Yeah, but okay, what I'm saying is, if I can't fly here, and I say to you, what about the town hall? It's private property, right? So
That'll be something between you and the council.
yeah, I'm getting at it's private, right? It's still private.
Well, is private property open for the public?
Here's open, is it not? Or not?
It's open for the public to use. Like how you see everyone there that sat down doing on their laptops, doing work, doing basically whatever it is they're having or having coffee. That's
So here's
you've
open,
got
town hall's open.
You've got no issue with them to do that.
Right.
As long as they're not causing like a nuisance or anything, it's not a problem. We leave them to it. If they start causing a problem, then we'll go speak to them.
The point was, everywhere's private property, but you can fly over private property. It's not really down to the land to stop you doing that.
That's what we're trying to say to you, that you need to get authorised, and then if they say yes to you,
But I don't believe I need authorisation. Does that make sense?
well, I'm telling you, like, for here,
Yeah.
for this university campus,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
I mean, that may be your policy,
yes.
but the policy is maybe not
Yeah, but-
incorrect, but misleading.
Well, if it's the policy of a place
Yeah.
where you need to get authorised, then that's what you need to do. Like, you need to send an email to the relevant person. If they say yes,
Yeah.
great for you. You could fly your drone, do what it is you want to do. If they say no for whatever reason they give, then
But what about you're walking past my house on the public pavement, and I say, well, my policy for my house means that you can't walk past that pavement, you need to cross over.
well, the pavement's public. But it's not your house.
Would you see
I'm not
my-
walking through your house. I'll be walking on public pavement. This is not
Who was
public.
calling me then? Oh, hello? Policy doesn't allow you to walk past. You're going to say to me, yeah, but the law states I can walk past, so I'm going to walk past, right?
Yeah, but the difference between that and what you're doing is me walking on the public pavement past your house. It's public.
Yeah, but the airspace is public, so if I fly over
While
the...
you're flying over private property.
You're walking past my house. You see the point? It's the same, right?
No. One's public property where anyone could walk past. The other, you're flying over private.
You're walking
property.
past my private house.
Yeah.
I'm flying over the
But
private
the
building.
difference is, one, you're filming. Two, I'm walking past.
You can film past my house, right? Public pavement?
But I'm not filming you.
No, but you...
That's the thing. I've got no reason to. If I'm walking past, there's no reason for me to film random houses.
But you know, if you... Yeah, but fair enough, a house. But if you were walking past my house and you've got a camera in your hand and I come out of my house and you say, oh, look, there's a guy coming out of his house. I can't stop you doing that. Really? You can film me from public, right?
As long as you're not filming someone specifically for whatever reason. But all I'm saying to you.
If I fly over, it's public.
But that's me walking past your house, filming whatever. That's a whole different matter.
It's the same.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about now. Is that you need to get authorization from the Business Management.
I don't believe I do.
To give
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
the email,
Yeah.
and then you could send them an email if they say to you,
I'm going to go and do it
Yes.
now. See, that's a problem, mate. What are you going to... If I go and do it now, what are you going to do? I mean,
report it
right. To who? To
to
The people who aren't here?
Authorities, yeah.
oh, the authorities.
Yes.
Police.
Yeah, because it's suspicious activity. Because yeah.
Okay, I mean, I'm okay with that. I mean, I'd rather you don't, but...
At the end of the day, if you choose to fly your drone,
Yeah.
that's the choice that you decide to make.
He's a big guy, isn't he? I don't want him coming out to stop me.
Yeah. So is that
Don't tell him, will you? Keep it
Yeah.
quiet. All right, I'll go out the front, mate. I'll get my drone set up and ready.
no problem?
Yeah,
If you do that, we'll be calling them out. So
Call him what, sorry?
if you do that, then I will be calling the police on that for suspicious activity anyway. And then,
I told you what, it's a video, it's not suspicious.
well, I've already told you that I'll be calling them out. So it's up to you whatever you decide to do anyway.
Right. Okay, fair enough. Try to, you know.
No, I do understand that. I do appreciate that. Obviously, you coming and asking, and I've given you a chance. Like, I'm willing to give you the.
Do you want to come and watch? You want to come and look at the screen while I'm doing it?
I don't need to.
That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Not really.
You work here. It'd be nice to see the place from the sky.
I've already seen what it's like.
Right.
So, I don't need to come out to see it. If you want the email address, I'll give it to you.
Yeah. I'm going to do it now. So I don't want to send an email and then crack on anyway. It's a bit pointless, right?
Or you could save yourself the hassle and basically email them and wait for them to.
Why you pointed to me right there?
Did I point to you?
Yeah, you spoke with him
I
and
think because you looked up, I was like, yeah. Because you weren't getting involved. You know, your opinion might be valid. You might say to him,
he's
But
my
at the end of the-
supervisor.
"Oh, you okay?"
At the end of the day, if you email them, if I give you the email address and you email them, say in the next 5 or 10 minutes,
Yeah.
they could quite possibly will respond to you by the end of the day. In the best chance.
By the end of the day, my
yes.
friend, I'm going to be on my way home.
Well, I don't know whether you live locally or
No.
you live far or what,
No, I don't.
but
I'm going to go outside. I'm going to get the drone ready. If you need to report it to another person here, and they need me, or they want to come out and ask me I'll be out there. I'll be visible. I'll wait 10 minutes in case that happens. If no one comes out, I'll get the drone up.
no problem.
All right?
I
am sorry. I believe it's lawful. I don't want your policy to kind of stop me doing my lawful flight.
Well, I've already explained it to you, but you're still choosing to do otherwise.
Yeah, you've explained the policy, but I don't believe the policy stops me doing it out there. So that's why I'm going to do it.
You're going to be flying it over the private.
Yeah. We're going around in circles, my friend. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
I'm just saying
we've going against our
yeah,
policy.
And
you say you don't want to go against it.
do you have a copy of the? Do you have it here? Can I see it or?
You have to go on the university website.
Yeah,
We don't have a physical copy. It's all
Yeah.
electronic. You know that nowadays almost everything's done electronic.
I mean, I can wait 10 minutes outside if you want to get it up on your phone and show me the wording where I can't fly over.
Check it. I'm sure you've
No,
got
but
a phone that you could check it yourself. Anyway,
I've checked the law. I'm happy to show you
I'm
that.
just telling you about the policy, the law and the policy. So
Which one trumps which?
when it comes over private property, is our policy that will go over it.
Marking.
Should we talk out here? I feel like rude talking across the lady because she's
But
working.
it's fine because I've got some work I need to do anyway.
Oh, you crack on, mate. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm just.
I'll wait 10 minutes if you need to come out or somebody else needs to come and talk to me or whatever. Or they may have a valid reason that I can, you know.
Coming.
I'll be out there 10 minutes. Well, welcome to Hendon University. No, well, Middlesex University. Actually in Barnet. I think it's Barnet here. The drone is ready. Blue lights for me? You've got to be kidding me.
Hello, mate, you alright? Is it yourself flying the drone, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay. And what's the reason for you flying the drone?
just around the building.
Okay, have you got
Yeah.
prior authority to fly over the university?
Nope.
Okay, I believe. Don't
Yeah.
quote me because I'm obviously not 100% sure on the legislation behind it. But
Sure.
as far as I'm aware, you need prior authority to fly over a university.
Okay.
Okay, are you happy to bring it down then?
Well, I've got to bring it down anyway for a second.
Okay.
I have got to take it back up.
Say again.
I have got to take it back up.
For what reasoning?
Well, I haven't finished my video yet.
Okay, I'm going to speak to the university, see what they've, because they've obviously
Yeah.
called us because there's a drone over.
Yeah.
See
How come
what's
it came with blue lights? I didn't think that was for me.
Oh, it's just
shocked.
grading out of our call, and that's what they've graded as. That's why we've come on blue lights.
Grade 1, really?
That's what we get told. That's why we've come here, right?
What was the report? Can I ask?
That someone's flying a drone over the university, and they're a bit concerned. That's
Right.
all I've got for you. All right. I'm just going to nip in, find out what's going on.
All right. Cool.
What kind of video are you filming?
Well, it's you know, you got the clock tower. It's kind of a cool building. Yeah. Security said can't do it.
No, fine. Is it an expensive drone?
About 800 quid, so
800 quid.
it's not too bad.
Landing.
Do it a long
Make
time.
sure landing area is safe before landing.
Not really. No. Have you been doing this a long time?
About a year, mate.
Have you?
About a year.
You look quite young.
24.
24.
Yeah, don't look 24 though. So why this space? I know you talked about the clock tower. I mean,
That's
you
pretty
guys-
much it.
Really?
Well, it's
used
quite.
to,
It's
yeah.
quite a. The front of it, anyway, it's quite.
nice, isn't it? Yeah. You got the what's called down there as well, don't you?
The town hall.
Council, yeah.
I got that in as well.
Yeah.
I don't see the problem.
No, but when we get calls like this, I mean, that's why we came out of the blue lights.
Why though for a drone? I don't get it.
Security.
But what could a person possibly be doing with a drone here? I have been in and spoke to them. I didn't just do it.
No. Oh, so did they say that you can do it or not?
No.
I'm assuming you know your legislation quite well.
They believe the policy applies to me standing here.
Oh, standing there.
Yeah.
I guess it's just the coverage really of the drone going in, but I don't know whether the legislation speculates whether you're on private property
Yeah.
there, or obviously you're standing
Just on the path.
Yeah, and this is public area, so you're well within your right to stand there, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether the university have any policies in place, especially prohibiting it, because that would be an issue. But I'm assuming my colleagues will sort that out now.
Yeah.
Speak to security regarding it, or to speak to reception.
Reception sent me over to security.
Fair enough.
That chap there sent me to his boss, and the boss is the one that said can't do it.
Getting passed about then.
But I mean, if it was a policy issue with your year in the police, you may not know. But would it be a police issue
Police issue, possibly, yeah.
if it's a policy issue?
If you come into private property, then yeah, it would kind of be an issue on our behalf.
How would that work? Like in terms of what powers would you have to stop somebody breaching their policy, kind of thing?
That's a very good question. I don't know at this time. We've even come in and we've had to look at the policy because this is something quite new to us. Aviation is something quite new to us, so we're not hot on it, especially. But
Aviation or drones, I can understand.
Yeah.
But policies.
yeah, well, that's, so if they had a policy in place stating that you couldn't do it, then that's a policing issue.
It is.
It is, yeah, because
How?
well, I've had to look it up before.
Go on.
Here. It states here, where is it? The Unmanned Aircraft Act 2021. It basically says that you need prior permission from the private property before you land a drone or before you do overhead a drone. But yeah, again,
Does it say that part? I'm sure it says land and
Yeah.
take off.
it says here in terms of most universities have specific powers or policies regarding drone use on campus.
Oh, sorry. When you read out Unmanned Aircraft Act, that where did that come from?
Oh, that's
Not
come
there.
from.
That's a different part.
That's a different one. Yeah. I haven't given that. So required to drone and land. If a drone is believed to be involved in a potential offence or pose a safety risk, obviously we can ask you to do it. And I don't know whether that's.
Second car.
I don't, yeah, that's another call. I don't know whether that's that's specific in this case here because you seem to be a nice chap. It doesn't seem like you'd be doing anything wrong.
How can we send two?
We just got the call,
right.
and we just got up for it basically. Quite a slow day in Northwest today.
Is it?
Right.
See, I was under the understanding that the Unmanned Aircraft Act is obviously law.
Yeah.
So anything that states, I have to follow.
Yeah, cool.
But in terms of university policies,
Yeah.
providing I'm not in there,
Yeah.
but even if I was breaching the policy inside,
Yeah.
unless it's a criminal,
Yeah.
if I'm causing a nuisance or something, then it's a
Possibly.
police matter. But hello.
So my colleague explained everything to you.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to get through the legislation now.
Hello. You good? Yeah.
Yeah.
How can we send two? Sorry.
Oh well, it's just like it's not hard to ask control room.
Oh right.
Yeah. Depends how many people we have.
Oh right.
But it's actually.
He's just going to speak to the reception.
Yeah. So like, if I was to go in there and break their policy by running around like a crazy man,
Yeah.
obviously the police may get involved because
Of course.
other people may be
Yeah. Alarmed. And
worried. Yeah.
yeah.
But if they have a policy to say, I can't film the building with a drone from the sky,
Yeah.
then we're sort of asking whether it would be a police issue, whether the policy is breached or not. That's what we're getting at.
I don't know. I think if you fly it over when they've not given you permission, it can be classed as trespassing, which sometimes is our issue and sometimes isn't. They can go to like civil court about. God, the words go out of my head. Trespassing.
How would it be trespass if it stays in the air?
I don't know. That's literally just legislation. It says if you have asked for permission and they've said no, and then you do it anyway, it can be classed as trespassing. Beats me why, but yeah.
I haven't seen that part of it. What was that drone legislation or was it
Ooh,
on the Trespassing Act? I presume it's to do with drones, but
apparently it's outlined in the Air Traffic Management and Unmanned Aircraft Act 2021.
Didn't know that existed.
Neither did I. Don't get a lot of these calls.
So I explained before.
we'll wait and see what they come back what he comes back
of
with.
course. Have you got like a whole day planned out? Just
Pretty much, yeah.
Nice bike hunt.
The security said like breach of policy.
Breach of their policy.
Well, they said, if you fly over and film the building from up there, it's not allowed.
Yeah.
They weren't able to show me this policy or to point me in the right direction of where it says that. So I said, because I believe lawfully it's okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to do it.
Well, if it's not speculated in their policy, then I would see no reason why you couldn't.
Even if it was,
Yeah.
providing we're out here on the public path
Yeah.
and the drone stays up there.
That's the thing. I don't know whether because you're in control of that, whether that's kind of an extension of you in a way. I don't know whether the policy states that, but that would kind of be my thinking on it. Whether
Can
I
I
do it
ask
is-
why you're filming it?
It's,
or-
it's cool looking, isn't it? It's not the best I've flown around, but it's still it's okay.
Did you go out to coast much?
The coast,
Yeah.
I've done a fair bit.
Did a fair bit.
Fair bit.
I like videos.
Castles and stuff. Yeah.
Do you post them online?
Yeah.
Is that, yeah.
Nice viewing. Decent amount of viewings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good news.
So I have spoken to them, and they said they didn't offer to provide you with the email address for getting approval to fly over.
They did.
And you basically turned around and said, no, you're going to do it anyway.
Well, what it is, I said to them, because I'm flying now,
Yeah.
doing that's going to take days.
Not necessarily. So I spoke to them, and he said it could take 5 minutes. But
Oh, he didn't say that to me.
Okay, so what he said to me is he's happy to provide you the email address. You email them,
Yep.
and then it could be a 5 minute that yes, you can fly, no, you can't fly, or it could take days. It just depends on the person on the other side of the email.
Hypothetically, if they still say no,
Then you don't have authority, at which you need prior approval, don't you? And you know that.
from here, no.
From
to
where?
fly
then?
the drone
to fly the
over
drone
there.
over to
Yeah.
the university building,
Yeah.
you would need prior approval. So realistically, if you wanted to put the drone up here and it stays here,
Yeah.
then I guess, no, you wouldn't need prior approval because it's not over their property.
Right.
But if it's to go over their property, then apparently, yes, you do.
Okay.
And I'm presuming you know that.
No, I would disagree. My
Okay.
understanding of that would be providing I'm on the public area and I'm not on their land.
But technically, would the drone be on their land?
Well, it will be in the airspace, and providing I don't come down, you know, like head height or start pissing people off with it, providing I stay high, there's no sort of restriction as such.
Okay.
That's my understanding
And
of it.
again, when I turned up, I explained to
You did.
I don't know the legislation. So in all honesty, you could be right.
Yeah.
You could be wrong.
Fair enough.
That's just my personal
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
I don't know. So I'm going to go with what they're saying to me because it's their building, their space. That's just they're saying no because it's their space.
Mhm.
You're saying yes, it's in the air, but I'm going to go with them because it's their space, it's their building.
Mhm.
Okay. Again, like I said, if you want to stand here and fly up in the air as high as you want so you can see over, I guess that wouldn't be a problem because you are on public space and technically your drone is in public space. I wouldn't have a problem with that. But obviously, there's obviously they're going to have a problem with you flying over their building. Okay, that's where we're at. Obviously, I understand you're trying to make a video, and I appreciate that. If that's what you do for a living, I get it. But obviously, from now, it is something that you can't be doing.
You know, when you arrived, you said you weren't sure.
I'm not sure.
Because drones are new, and to be fair, you can't know every law. It's fair enough. But because you've come out and said you're going to go with them.
Because they've explained to me about their laws of
Policy.
Policies, yes.
Yeah.
Their policies
Yeah.
And how they govern their buildings and space.
Mhm.
And that's what they're saying is you'd need prior approval to fly over their building within their space.
I suppose what I was getting at is, as a police officer, you've came to investigate the allegation or the problem. I've said I believe that lawfully I can.
Okay.
You're not sure on that.
No, I'm not.
They've said policy can't, and they've probably proved it to you. So we've got policy says no, law, in my belief, says yes.
Yep.
You're going to go with them based on
Their policy.
But would you
their
not check?
building, though. I can check. Yeah.
Yeah, check.
Okay.
'Cause if I do it now, you're going to probably have an issue with it.
Yeah, of course I would.
There we
Of
go.
course I would.
And I don't want to have an issue.
No,
so.
no, I don't want. Obviously, I don't want to have that issue either. So if I'm going to look at the legislation, the law, what would I be looking at? As in, like what?
Unmanned Aircraft Act.
Unmanned.
I think this
aircraft.
lady had something up on it already, but
Okay.
you can take off from public.
Okay.
In fairness, you can take off from private land. It's not against the law, but it's advised not to.
Yeah.
So let's say from public, you can fly over any building or land unless it's restricted airspace.
Okay.
Airports,
yeah, which would make sense.
stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, of course. You wouldn't be able to fly there.
There's no trespass issue.
Okay.
You can check that when you check the legislation.
But I said to you that
But-
if you fly it over without their permission, it's considered trespass.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah.
But legislation-wise, I'm just explaining to your colleague that when I've read it, the full act,
Yeah.
there's no trespassing issue with drones. There was a court case where a person went to court for that, and it was determined that if the drone was to come down at a height that is interfering with their enjoyment of the land, so let's say for hindsight below the roof height,
Okay.
then it may be an issue,
Yeah.
providing the person stays high enough that they're not irritating people in there. Then there's no trespassing kind of.
But then we can look at it as in like they've obviously called us because it is causing an issue. Their enjoyment of the land is being interrupted by you flying the drone. It's all like relative.
But the court determined,
Yeah.
and it wasn't a big building that this guy was flying, it was like a house or something.
Yeah.
Above roof height is reasonable that the person won't be interfered, because somebody in there could say I'm interfered with it. And I'll be honest with you, today I've pretty much stayed really high with this particular flight. I do come quite low sometimes if it's like a detailed building, like a cathedral.
Yeah.
It's pretty boring close up. From a far away, it's quite grand.
Yeah.
So I stayed quite high. There's no way in there anybody can say to you it's interfered with my enjoyment, because they'll be lying.
I mean, I'm
Right?
going to speak
But they could lie and say it's pissing me off.
Again, I'll be honest.
It's gotta be reasonable, innit?
I don't think it's necessarily the security that they've called us.
Yes.
Because they've seen the drone. If they've said they might not have spoken to anybody inside that says, "Oh, that's interfering with my enjoyment." They might have just phoned and said, "Someone's flying a drone over our building," and they need prior approval, and they've obviously not got the prior approval.
Yes.
So can we come down?
Is it capturing
That's
video and images? It is, yeah.
Yeah. Not now, but yeah.
When you fly it.
Yes.
Again, like I said, it's just going to be your interpretation, my interpretation, their interpretation. We'll
I can
advise
show
you
if you
obviously
want.
not to fly it over their building, because they're obviously growing concerned that you're flying it over. I don't know what you're capturing, what's in the middle. So again, I've only been to the little room at the front. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what's inside. I don't know what's going on inside. for them to be concerned or whatever.
Well, they said to me a drone is a security risk. They don't know who I am or why I'm doing it.
Which is fair enough.
I can agree with that part.
It is fair.
Calling the police for advice or to come down, I don't see an issue with that from experience of flying a drone.
So it says without permission,
What else for? Go on, sorry.
privacy concerns, and you have to apply by data protection laws. Are you aware of that aspect? Well, you're obviously filming and stuff.
If I come down low and I start looking in windows up there, for me, their expectation of privacy up there would probably be to expect it.
Yeah.
Out here, they wouldn't expect privacy.
What about in terms of
So-
they've got like an open space in the middle of their ground and you're filming the people that are relaxing or doing, I mean, it's raining, I'm not saying someone's relaxing, but just to help me, for me, if someone's like, if there's an open space in the middle of this building,
Yeah.
people are sat out in there and you're filming them,
Yeah.
would that not be breaching their privacy in terms of, because it's not technically public land, it's private, because it's being a university.
I think with the GDPR, in my opinion, it would come down to, is there a reasonable expectation of privacy in that location? So if that location was open to anybody that can go in there, for example, and there's no like sunbathing lounges and people are half naked on there, then probably from the sky, no issue. If I come down low and you can clearly...
is that your, so you said that's your interpretation?
My interpretation. If I start identifying individuals from that height, maybe GDPR possibly, because in there is not out here. There's no expectation of, no, there is an expectation of privacy right in there to a point.
Yeah.
And in the rooms for sure.
Yeah.
A person could get changed up there.
Yeah,
That's
and
what I'm trying to get. If you're trying to, if they're concerned that you're filming people that are outside in the open spaces,
yeah,
regardless if it's from height or not, I mean, I don't know how good the camera is, but obviously we have really good cameras these days. That if you zoomed in from up there, you could probably pick up their features. Again, I don't know what you know about drones. I don't know your drone.
I mean,
it could be the camera's really shit quality. I don't know.
I suppose if a person's walking around the university grounds,
Yep.
they're not going to expect a random member of the public to be in there walking around because probably can't go in there, right?
But I presume they wouldn't be expecting anybody to be flying a drone filming them either.
But another member of the uni could be doing a vlog and be filming. They're not completely in private.
But I believe
So-
when they join the uni, they sign stuff to say that they can film and they can be filmed. Because I've had that before. I don't know. I think it was when
As
we
part
went to
of a
uni.
university thing, not
signed to
someone from the
say-
public coming in.
I mean, if you were to give advice and say, we advise don't go too low in there because people are in there, and your opinion is they do expect more privacy than out here, I'd agree with that.
Okay.
I'd agree with that.
But, I mean, I would give you that advice, but you just give me the...
No,
I mean,
I'd agree with that. I wouldn't disagree.
Obviously, my advice would be not to fly it at all until you've got prior permission, which is exactly what they've said to us, and obviously you know that, regardless if it's from height or not.
But if the law allows it, I was going to show you, if the law allows it, then...
I mean, realistically, yeah, if the law allows it,
Yep. Check.
then it'd be maybe advice from their side to say, well, law allows them to be at a certain height or not. And then it would become more of obviously a civil matter than obviously a criminal police matter. In all honesty, we can assist with civil matters, but it's not within our jurisdiction to deal with it. Okay.
I haven't been filming people in there. We were just talking hypothetically. If I was to go low and film in there, windows, a person may be getting changed up in the top window, and they would probably expect, in my opinion, a reasonable level of privacy up there. Ground windows, no, but up there, yes. So not to go near those windows, not to zoom into the windows. I'd agree with that.
Okay. I mean, I can always ask them about their policy on height.
It's up to you. I mean, I don't think it matters, providing I don't breach GDPR, providing I don't start filming people in windows. Then
yeah.
But it says on here, so any photos or recordings taken by a drone may be subject to GDPR, which requires consent for collecting personal data. So any like photos and videos you take of people who are in there, you won't be able to get that consent, will you?
no, but that's like we're going along the route of if I'm out here filming on my phone and I capture that guy there,
But like you said,
GDPR would apply.
They would require, well, not require, but expect a more level of privacy being in there, in a private building. Not this is I mean, again, this land might be owned by the university.
Yeah, sorry, you were saying if I get a video of somebody in there walking around and they were to GDPR me, report me for GDPR, they may well say, well, level of privacy in there is expected, the drones captured them, you published it without consent.
Obviously,
So,
if this is public land, we don't know if it's owned by them or not. You can fly it up here, but for now, they've not given you prior permission unless you do the email and they give it to you within 5 minutes. Then
I don't need their permission to go over though, right? We're just talking about a GDPR problem, which is a valid issue. It's not a police issue, but it's a valid issue.
yeah.
You know,
I mean, again,
if you want to reassure them and say,
what you're saying is just so we get this clear, I can go and have that conversation with them. Is you don't feel like you're breaching anything. You don't need prior permission because of the height.
I don't need prior permission because the law allows anybody to fly over it without that permission, providing there's no restriction of the airspace, which there isn't.
Okay. But wouldn't so again?
However, he has stated he won't be going to windows and.
This one. Obviously, again,
Oh, thank you.
the Civil Aviation Act or whatever it is states that you need prior permission prior to flying over a university.
I don't think it does though. That's the thing. I don't think it does say that.
I mean, we can have a quick Google.
Yeah.
My understanding was that it did.
Sure.
Just again by.
I think it says you need permission from the landowner to land or take off from private land.
So if this is correct
Sure.
for the Civil Aviation Act, I'm guessing, which I can find the exact one.
Yeah.
It says flying drones over a university in the UK requires prior approval and adherence to specific regulations.
Where's that you're reading it from?
This is just what we've been sent essentially as a guidance. Universities generally have their own policies, which they do, and procedures in addition to the Civil Aviation Authority guidelines for both commercial and university-related drone use. You'll need to seek permission from the relevant authorities and ensure operations are compliant with safety and privacy regulations. Again, this is just obviously what I've...
On the CAA, it's not mentioned. That's the problem. Not the CAA, the Unmanned Aircraft Act, which is obviously the legislation we follow. Because I've flown over unis before, not round here. I've done unis loads of times. And
I can imagine.
Some of them don't care.
I was going to say some might not care and some might care more than others. I guess I don't know what's in there that they have an issue with, but they obviously do. So that's obviously why we were called. Okay. Like I said, our advice would be not to fly it over there.
Yeah.
Because the minute you fly it over there again, they're probably going to call us back.
But that's where we don't want to go.
No, exactly.
Can you not check the law?
Yep, well, we are. He's having a.
Or call your drone officer to get it in black and white.
I wouldn't. Honestly, no idea where I'd find that.
And then you can go back in and say, it is lawful. However, he can't be zooming into windows. He can't be filming.
No, I mean, again, they might. I might be able to go in and speak to them and just say that.
Blue lights.
That this is what you've said. You're going to fly at height. You're not going to zoom in on any specific areas, because of GDPR and whatever else. And they might say, do you know what? That's fine. We phoned our authority people. They're happy for you to do that. Okay. They might also say no. Then we're in a bit of a sticky situation there, aren't we?
I don't think we are. A GDPR issue is not your issue unless I start
it's not.
filming toilets.
In terms of a sticky situation, what I'm saying is you're going to say I'm going to fly it.
Yes.
They're saying you can't fly it. We're stuck.
You turn up and say, law states you can, for example.
Yeah, but that's what I say. So if the Civil Aviation Authority or whatever states that you cannot fly it and you need prior permission, where do we go from there?
If that's the case, then I'm in the wrong. Yeah. Let me check.
No, that's fine.
Well, not check, but. Because there is nothing university specific. It's a case of like restricted airspace is a no-go. Oh, he's taking my photo, that guy. See, now he would need to follow GDPR, wouldn't he? Because if I want a copy of that photo, make a request for it. Guy in the white shirt took a photo on his phone.
Of you?
Of me.
Would you like me to go and have a word with him about it?
Just ask him if you can retain it for a
You want
request.
to retain it?
You know, like
want him to
GDPR,
keep it?
yes.
Okay, that's fine.
It's your first year and you're learning all this stuff.
Believe me, I'm sure the officers out with 20 years experience have never touched aviation or at all.
I'd agree with that, mate. I've met them.
Have you?
Yeah, I have.
I don't doubt
Yeah.
that.
So the law states,
Go on.
I'm not sure which one you guys are looking at, but the law basically says you can fly your drone over any, like a Boeing.
I did have a look. As long as you're on public space, you are more than entitled to fly over. considering that you don't fly too low and there are no issues with GDPR. Whether the issues with their policy, I don't know whether that trumps law. In
No, the law
sense,
would definitely trump it,
in
right?
common sense,
Yeah.
So that gentleman said he'll keep it. It's going on their report
Great.
of you flying it over. So if you want to make that request,
Oh, perfect.
It'll be on there.
A lot of the time, people take it on their phone and then you never see it again.
Yeah, I can
It
imagine.
vanishes,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know. Yeah, so providing there's no air restriction, like I can show you the app that we use for it, which is connected to the CAA. And you can see there you've got airport there, look.
Yeah, that'd be a bit of a sticky one, wouldn't it?
I'll be arrested if I fly in there
Yeah.
without permission. And you've got airports everywhere, look, you've got Heathrow there.
I guess Barnet's kind of a safe haven then, really. Isn't
Where are we? It's kind of safe. That one there is actually
it? Yeah, was
the only red area in the country that doesn't apply to drones. That's for helicopters, and it's a massive area, look. Specified area. Helicopters must stay at a certain height. If they crash, they can get out of the way of people, apparently.
understood.
But yeah, where we are now. Go on.
So just out of curiosity, just from what I've tried to find.
Sure.
In fairness, you are quite right. So it says to fly a drone over a university in the UK generally needs to comply with the UK Civil Aviation Authority's drone code, which I don't know what it is, but I'll find out. And any specific university regulations, right? Which obviously you're not, because they've asked for prior permission, which is they've said no.
I think that part would come that if I was to do it, part of them.
Okay.
Right.
Is that, I don't know. That'd be your interpretation. Their interpretation probably be different.
What's that on? You're reading it on?
This is details come from the. I'm presuming the Civil Aviation Authority website. Anyway, let me finish.
Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
This would include registering your drone with the CAA, which I'm presuming you have.
Yep.
Obtaining an operator ID, which I'm sure you have.
It's on the drone.
Yep. And ensuring you have necessary insurance. Sorry. It says you must maintain visual sight of the drone and stay below 120 metres.
That's correct.
And avoid flying near people or buildings.
Yeah, so the drone code's pretty much that's pretty much the drone code. You follow certain rules a lot of it's common sense.
Yep.
120 metres is the maximum legal height any drone can fly at, anywhere. That is set to, it doesn't say there. We can set it.
Okay.
The problem with not setting it is occasionally when it's windy it will go a bit higher.
Of course, yeah.
And then flights are logged, and if you guys were called to an incident and you checked it,
Oh, interesting.
you could say, you've been a bit higher there.
Of course, yeah.
So I just set mine at 120 metres, which is... Oh, it's not... The drone's not on. I'll show you.
Sorry.
When it's on, it will show you. Yeah, so you can set the max altitude here, and that should pop up when that comes on.
Okay. Yes. From what I've obviously read, you're not breaking the law by obviously the Civil Aviation Code.
Yeah.
That we've obviously just spoken about. As long as you are maintaining to the code,
Yeah.
then I guess it would be more of a civil issue with them, with you flying over their campuses. I'll go and speak to them, explain that to them.
Sure. Perfect.
Obviously, if they want to come out and speak to you, then they're more than welcome. It's their building and whatever, their security.
I'm almost finished.
That's
Let them know I'm almost finished.
Yeah, that's fine. But then essentially, that's where we'll leave it, all right?
Okay, perfect, mate, thank you. So there's 120 metres,
Yeah,
which is set up. And as I say, it used to be, when I got a new drone, I didn't set that. And it was windy, and it kept bobbing above.
Understood.
So I just set it.
Yeah,
'Cause,
no, that's absolutely fair.
like,
Absolutely fair. So is this the day job then, yeah?
YouTube,
It's not a bad freaking day job, is it?
yeah, it's good. I get to travel around.
So nice. Decent income?
Yeah,
And then you're living.
yeah, very good.
So, where
Travel
can I-
around,
where
fly
can I
this.
find you on YouTube. I know I'll be on this later, won't I?
You will be on it. Well, not later, but you'll be on it. Yeah, be your first YouTube video, will it?
Apparently so.
Is it? Are you based in the big station here, or the
Collindale, just down there.
Colindale actual station?
Yeah, the actual police station.
There's another place next to it, isn't there? Like a training facility.
Yes, Hendon. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Did you learn in there?
I did.
You
yeah,
did?
Pilsen. Sadly, they don't cover aviation law at all.
Well, it's a new thing, fairly new.
It is. It is.
Or should I say more popular these days?
Absolutely. But yeah, again, it's not one of the things we come to often. So I mean, when we heard it, we're like, it is. What it is.
The rule of thumb, if you're ever attending a drone call out, if it's like not in an airport, obviously that's serious, but it's generally like providing there's no flight restriction. So you've got drone assist on my phone. Just check it. Providing you're not in that zone or they're not, pretty much there's no crime going to be committed unless they've breached the drone rules.
Of course, yeah.
Gone too high, flown it miles away, for example. They can't see it.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You can go that route. If somebody's clearly flying it recklessly and you turn up and they're like, oh, it's somewhere over there, then you could go, well, where is it?
Yeah, of course.
It's a bit petty, but they're the only laws they could be breaking. It's kind of line of sight, height. Has to have that number. It's the operator ID. It has to be on the drone.
See, I didn't know drones were this official. I just thought
they are now.
They are absolutely now. Yeah.
This weight, 249 grams, so under 250 grams.
Of course, yes, I've heard. Yeah.
It can go as close to anything as it wants to. There's no restriction.
And then when you go past that,
if it's any bigger than that,
a lot more.
It's very restrictive.
Understood. Ah.
So if it's a bigger drone you come to, then the 50 metre rule from people, and I think 150 from buildings, which is a fair amount away, would apply.
Very interesting. Where's the nicest place you've gone to? Do you only travel in the UK or do you go about?
I haven't really done much travelling for this, mainly UK. Edinburgh was pretty cool.
Plenty of buildings there. You've got lovely castle there.
I did it in the middle of winter, it's so cold.
That's nice.
So cold.
Nice shots though, surely.
Nice shots, but like -8, -9, man.
Hope you didn't go out in a t-shirt like you are today.
No.
So what did you used to do then?
I used to be personal trainer at one point, barber for a little bit.
Kind of see that with the old
Pants.
gun.
What was I going to say?
You're a barber as well?
I used to be for a few years, yeah, cutting hair. That was just before I started the YouTubing.
Judging my haircut, are you?
I was going to say something about the operator ID. Oh, a drone can't fly over any crowd.
Yeah, so I read
at any point.
That's interesting.
A crowd is defined as a little bit of what could be a crowd. I mean, if there were like 100 people here, if they can't move out of the way quickly, I guess it's common sense.
It is. I think with most stuff, it's just common sense and a bit of decency as well. See what the colleague says.
So I've explained to them obviously what we've spoken about.
Yeah.
Because obviously you've enlightened me on a few things and we've had that discussion.
Great.
They're aware that your drone is going to take off and go fly over their building.
Okay.
I've obviously told them that you're not going to be filming windows or invading everyone's privacy, coming too low, so on and so forth.
Agreed.
Obviously, if you break any of those codes, you do come too low and you do film in windows, we'll come back.
Yeah.
Okay. Which I'm presuming you're not going to do because you don't want to we don't want any issues. They're obviously not happy about it, but there's like I said, there's nothing we can do. It is now a civil issue, and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. If their policy was worded or reworded to say the person has to be off the land to do it,
different
then
story. But
they may not have even got involved.
No, probably not. But yeah, that's fine.
Great.
We'll leave it at that. You've finished your video, and
operator ID there's on the drone. I've showed your colleague.
That's fine.
Has to be on there by law.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't doubt that you had it on there. You're quite knowledgeable, but with what you know, obviously you informed us on a few things. Yeah, Sam, you enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Thank you, guys. Take care, man. Well, we've got one more flight and we're off. We're out of here. Nice young copper, the new one, his first YouTube video. Got it in there nice and early. Oh, they're on blue lights as well. No, they're not. They're just pulling out. On sirens. I can't believe it. Jesus, I didn't expect them to turn up, especially that quickly. I haven't been here long. Genuinely heard the siren and I was like, no way, that ain't going to be for me. No way. That's why we always leave the body camera rolling, because I wouldn't have caught them arriving like that. Well guys, we're going to go back in. We're going to let them know that it's actually finished. Nothing further for them to worry or stress about. He is here.
Hey, he's here.
Hello.
What's happening now? Where did you get your bloody muscles from?
Jim.
Jesus.
I came in, oh, you were the man I spoke to earlier.
Yeah.
I came in just to let you know the drone's finished now, so you don't need to worry further.
No,
and I wasn't low enough to film in windows. I'm sure the police mentioned that, but I wasn't here for that.
no
Yeah, it was me. So
No worries. I saw you there with them. I didn't know what was going on though. So what the bloody hell's going on?
yeah, someone called them. They came on blue lights, you know.
Jesus,
Came on sirens. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Even the police weren't sure whether it's legal.
That's what I mean.
Some police know drones, some don't.
Yeah.
So, but
I don't know. If it's invading someone's privacy, maybe. If not, then maybe not. You know?
well, the privacy would be a GDPR issue. It wouldn't be a police matter. Unless I was spying in people's windows and you said a girl's getting changed and he's filmed it, then yeah, that's criminal.
Yeah.
But
just to cover, I don't know, maybe to cover himself, he probably just thought, hold on a minute.
yeah, because the policy states apparently something about that.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
So if somebody breaches your policy, you have to do your protocol.
Yeah.
It's a bit naughty of the policy to say it, because anybody can stand there
Yeah.
and fly the drone over.
That's what I mean.
There's nothing you can do, or the police. So the policy should really say, providing they're on public and they're not spying in windows, leave them alone. That's it.
It's alright.
So I'm going.
Right, take that. You got a six pack or what?
Maybe.
Jesus, right. Well, have a good day.
What, do you train or something, or?
I've started. I can't see any difference.
Oh, right.
You know, when you're in the first couple of months, you're like, what's happening? Nothing.
Yeah.
Just putting on a bit more weight. I don't know.
Your security, yeah?
Yeah, I've been here a couple of years.
All right, how'd you find it?
What do you do?
What do I do? I fly drones.
Oh, okay, fair
I do YouTube videos.
Oh, that's cool.
Make loads of money and then enjoy it.
Yeah, why not? Is that electric or is it?
It is electric, yeah. Foldable electric.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose that's giving you muscles as well, carrying that now.
Yeah, sometimes it can, yeah.
Yeah.
I do drive, but at the minute, I'm using a lot of bike and train.
That's good. That's the easiest way to get around until you bloody get knocked off, I suppose.
It is round here.
It's a bit dangerous. Yeah, I like it.
Cool, man.
Right.
Nice to meet you.
See And you, sir.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye. Oh, we got a happy ending to a interesting video. One part I did like is where the police officer offered to go and pull the bloke who took my photo and ask him to retain a copy. I like that, mate. That was fair play, because I thought if they're going to get involved in GDPR my end, then get involved in GDPR their end. And he did. Can't fault that. I am just shocked that 4 police officers can turn up and none of them can know drone stuff, which is not unusual. Nothing unusual about that. But then none of them check, and they all presume it is illegal, and they just expect me to be like, well, we've checked with the university and we're going to go with them. We're going to side with them. What the hell? Side with them? At that point, me personally, I don't take my videos personal. I know a lot of auditors, they get quite emotionally involved in the video, and that's how they react. I'll be honest, I generally don't. There is the odd occasion, but generally I don't. We're there to educate, we're there to, you know, exercise our rights on video. We're acting essentially, aren't we? We're going there with a specific purpose, and how it goes is down to them, right? So we're just acting. We're actors at that point, and then they lead the show. But that, when he come back and said, "Oh, I'm going to go with them because it's their building," that did irritate me. That actually annoyed me. That, because police are supposed to come and uphold the law, and if they don't know the law, that's completely fair enough. But before you take a side and give instructions, check it properly, not on Google. Check it, and then make your decision. That pissed me off. But credit to him, he did turn it round. He did turn it round. It wasn't all bad. He did turn it round. Just saying, the part that me personally, that annoyed me, that part. A lot of the time I play a little bit dumb and I play a little bit silly. Those were police officers that it was not the time to be doing that. It was the time to tell them the score, tell them what I know, tell them the law, and then see how they deal with it. Because had I carried on playing silly, they would have just abused my rights and said, yeah, well, you got to leave, I can't fly, which is pretty much what they said. What do I do then? Say, oh, well, sorry, officer, I'm going to fly anyway. So, guys, if you enjoyed the Middlesex University / Town Hall in Hendon, give it a thumbs up, do subscribe, and I will catch you tomorrow.